Hello, 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 Andrew here. In today's video, I wanted to follow up on Mint Mobile. Not only my experience, but the next step in my journey, which is signing up another line. Basically, I've already got 4 lines signed up right now, but my son is coming of age where he's old enough to stay at home by himself. So it would be kind of nice if, like, one of the old phones that we have, in particular my wife's old iPhone 8, if we set that up for him to actually have on, say, the lowest tier plan. Now, what I did during this period of time is I went online and I used my own reference code, and it allowed me to go ahead and get a discount, and they were running a holiday sale, which gave me half price. So I've got 6 months of this phone plan for, I want to say it was like $65 of unlimited. And since you can't beat that, I figured why not go ahead and sign him up. You know, that way he's got a home phone in case we're out and about. We don't have to worry about FaceTiming. And if we're going on long trips, the reality is he's got unlimited data for the next 6 months. I don't have to worry about him trying to ask for my phone or my wife's phone when we're out on the road. Now, what happens is you go ahead and you get an email back once you sign up for Mint Mobile that explains that your package is being delivered. And when that package comes in, it's typically a FedEx package, right? So in this package, we just got a couple little things. 1, you're welcome to Mint Mobile. 2, you got your little refer a friend packet. And inside the welcome to Mint Mobile, you'll actually find the little chip, the SIM card that you are going to put in. So that is what we're going to be doing today, is we're going to be installing the SIM card so that way he has an actual working cell phone number and setting him up with the plan. So I should take a moment to mention that there is an alternative way to go ahead and get on Mint Mobile, which is an eSIM. Unfortunately, his phone being an iPhone 8, since it's a hand-me-down, why it's good enough to play all the games that he wants to play on the iPhone and it'd be good enough to use, it's not really good enough to go ahead and to use an eSIM. I think you have to have an iPhone 12 or above. Don't quote me on that. But I know the rest of my household can use an eSIM because the rest of my household has at least an iPhone 12 or, in fact, my other one is an iPhone XR. So that one, I guess, has the ability as well. When you get the packet, basically inside the packet, you have 2 major things that are important, right? And it's really this form right here. And this is your eSIM card. That's part of a card. It's a little nice, fancy schmancy card. And then they got the little tool to go ahead and get on the iPhone. So this little tool is going to fit right on the side, and it's going to unplug the spot that the eSIM comes out on. And then we're going to take just the chip portion, and we're going to stick it on in there, and that's going to go ahead and hook us up with cell phone service. So I'm going to go ahead and switch camera angles now. Okay, so I've got it. And you'll see here on the side, that area right there on my phone, that is the location that I'll be putting that on. So let me grab my little tool. Grab my tool off of here. Okay, got my tool off. Come back on. Go ahead and pump out. And now we see we have a little case here, right? That case is exactly where the SIM card goes. So you'll notice here, the SIM card, right? That SIM card right there, that's the actual card that goes in. It's not the entire thing. We actually only want this little piece right here. That's all we want, is that little piece right there. And you'll notice, once I pick this up, it really, because of the shape, it can only go in one way. Uh-oh. I have too much again. There we go. iPhone sized. So you'll notice it can only really go in one way once it goes on in. Mint Mobile. Even says little Mint Mobile there, right? Come back over. Pop it on back in. And there we are. So now it says activation required, right? So it's working on that. So the next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and download the Mint Mobile app from the App Store, whether or not you're using Google Play or you're using Apple iOS. In this case, what you're going to be doing, since I'm using iOS, when you open it up, it automatically starts taking you through the process of going ahead and getting a new Mint Mobile number. All right? It's going to ask you where you're located. It's going to have you sign up for an account. And yes, I know that you've already paid online, but basically this little card that you got here on the inside. Inside that card, on the top corner on the back side is going to be your activation number, and you're going to put that in. That's going to prove that you actually should have a Mint Mobile line, and they're going to assign you with a phone number at that point in time. Once you go ahead and do that, it takes maybe 3-4 minutes to go ahead and set up, and all of a sudden, you've got yourself a working cell phone. I mean, at this point in time, I can make calls from this thing, so everything's fine. The only other thing I would suggest doing is if you have multiple lines, I would suggest going into the main line and adding this phone number as the plan onto the main line, because you can actually manage the entire family plan up to 5 lines through one phone. And I think that's very convenient because it allows me to manage my entire family at the same point in time. Well, that about wraps up today's episode. What I want to know, though, is how you feel about the sign-up process for Mint Mobile. Tell me about it down in the comments below. And thanks again for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up button, click that subscribe button, and consider sharing this with one of your friends. It really helps out the channel. If you enjoyed this video, perhaps you should check out this video as well, which is my Mint Mobile 2-month service review. I go over my initial impressions on the product, how the service has gone for so far, and you kind of get a window into my mind as to why I'm buying an additional phone. Until next time, I'm Andrew Sherman. This is the Dad Manual, and remember, failure isn't bad. Failure to try and learn is. Have a good one.